Hey everyone, if you're anything like me, you end up using your CNC for a lot of flattening and surfacing. I got tired of making one-off surfacing toolpaths, so I decided to make a modular, universal surfacing program that I could then save out all the toolpaths and have a variety of sizes ready at any time. So I'm using Vcarve Desktop, but the principle works the same in other programs. My maximum size is 25 by 25, so either set that under your job size or whatever the size of your wasteboard is. 3/4 of an inch is fine, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to set my datum to bottom left. From here I'm going to create a series of squares that are going to represent different size boards to make the surfacing toolpaths. I find that 6-inch intervals works the best for the material that I use, because going much finer than that, it doesn't reduce the cut time a lot, but it just makes it a lot more toolpaths that you have to generate. So starting off 6 by 6, and then going up for the height by 6 inches to the size of my max file size, which is the 24. From here, I'll go over to 12 inches wide, down to 18 inches high, 12 by 12, and 12 by 6. Even though I had 6 by 12, I still like having 12 by 6 in case the grain direction is running that way, so that I don't have to risk as much tear out. Next, I'm over to 18 by 6, 18 by 12, 18 by 18, 18 by 24. Finally, we have 24 by 24, 24 by 18, 24 by 12, and 24 by 6. So what we're going to do now that we have these squares is make toolpaths to cut them out on each one. So opening the toolpath tab, clicking the pin to keep it open, you're going to go over to pocket. I'm using the Whiteside 3-wing spoilboard cutter, the 6210. So I'm setting up my different parameters. I like using a pass depth of 1/8, step over 50%, and for a feed rate, I'll go 120 inches per minute. Now going through the rest of the settings, I like having a cut depth of 0 so that I could zero it off on the piece and go down as much as required to clean it up. Or if I'm looking for an exact height, I can zero it off the wasteboard and then move the tool up, say 5/8, and re-zero and then cut it at that. Just going to remove this extra cutter. So from here, it's important to go raster, and you want raster at 90 degrees so that the material or the CNC is running with the grain and with the y-axis of the CNC, so that any tram that you have off is going to leave less ridges. So now you're just going to go through and start selecting the different tool paths. In order to make it easier to select the different squares for your tool paths, we'll create a series of layers based off how wide they are. So we'll go 6 wide, 12 wide, 18 wide, and 24 wide. From here, select the different tool paths at each width, and you can right click, move to layer, Put these ones on the 24 wide. Same thing with the 18s. And what we'll do is turn off that 24 wide so that we don't have to see them. Select all your 18s, right click, move to layer, 18 wide, turn that layer off, 12 wides, move to layer, turn it off, and now we'll move all these 6 wides as well. So now that you're on the 6 wide, we can start making the first set of toolpaths. So I'm going to just call this toolpath what's going to make sense when I'm actually at the machine, and that's going to be surface. Then I like to go how deep the cut is, 0 DOC for 0 depth of cut, and then I'm going to call the first one 6 by 6. Select the box, make sure everything's good. We have our spoilboard cutter. We'll check the feeds and speeds. 50% step over, 120 feed rate, I'm good with that. 90-degree raster, that sounds good, but we'll see it when it previews the toolpath, and calculate. So that looks good to me. What you can do, if you want to make sure that it cleans everything up, is add this pocket allowance, and what this will do is overcut so that there's no ridges. So I'll go minus, which means that it'll cut it out bigger, and 0.25. It's not going to add a lot of time, but it'll make sure that if my 0 isn't exactly right, that I know that I'll get everything within that 6 by 6. We'll go back to the 2D view. Click on your next box. Back to pocket. All the parameters should be good. Now just change your name, surface, 0 DOC, 6 by 12. And at this point I'm going to copy this to paste in for the next one. And now you're just going to repeat these for the rest of your toolpaths. Instead of doing the 1/4 inch extra pocket allowance, I'm actually adjusting that down to 1/8. And now you can see that all the lines line up on both the 6 and the 12. So I'm going to do this for the rest of them and show you the toolpaths once it's done. Here I'm switching to the tile view so that it doesn't keep on closing on me. Once all the 6 wides are done, I'll turn them off, I'll turn that layer off, and I'll switch on to the 12 wide and repeat. Change the name to be 12 by 6, copy that, put in my minus 1/8 pocket allowance, fix the typo in the name, there we go, 12 by 6. That's why I have to copy and not paste. Would be nice if that pocket allowance stayed on. The thing I love about Vcarve is that it shows you what your time estimate. So this one, 12 by 24, is going to take an estimated 9 minutes to cut, whereas the 6 by 6 is only taking a minute. After the 12 wides are done, go on to the 18, turn off the toolpaths, and repeat. Update the name, 18 by 6. Copy that. Alright, 18 wides are done, so we can turn off all the toolpaths, hide that layer. Now we're on to the final 24 wide. Update the name. Alright, and there's the last one. So now that those are all done, if you turn on all your toolpaths, you should notice that all the lines are right over top of each other and that you're just expanding out. From here, the great thing about Vcarve is that you could preview them all, and when you're ready to save, click Save Toolpath, and you can go visible toolpaths to multiple files. From here, you just have to select your post-processor. I'm using the Onefinity, and when you go to save, it will save all those to their own file. From there, you can just upload it to a USB in its own folder, and whatever size you have on your spoilboard, you can select the right surfacing and you're good to go, not having to make custom sizes. I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.